Hello, everyone. Economic Ninja here. Hope you're doing well. I have very bad economic news to share with you. And of course, you can't hide the facts, but when you know the facts and you know how bad things are, you can do something to prevent something that's coming. But before I start this video, I need to make a shout out to everybody that is subscribed to the newsletter. Tomorrow, a very, very important video I'm going to share with you, a link inside at the very top line of the newsletter. And that is regarding something that can honestly save millions and millions of people. Some proof coming out from somebody, a video of somebody that is exposing something very hurtful. I cannot share it here. I have to share it on the newsletter because you know what happens when you share the truth on certain things, places. So if you want to sign up for the newsletter, it's free. I don't sell your information. It is only a way of getting very vital information to you and every day, just a synopsis of what's going on in the world economically and what videos or content I put out around the world, because I cannot put everything right here. And if you are one of the newsletter people, if you like it or you dislike it, put the information down below. But there's a free link to sign up for it down below. Again, I cannot share this video clip. It's a minute and a half. It's pretty startling who has come out and is sharing something very serious that you can share with your family and friends that aren't awake to the facts of what's going on in this world. Okay. So the Dow Jones fell 300 points today. And they're looking at the positive, right? 300 points is nothing when you look at the size of the Dow Jones, but you have to realize the reason why the Dow Jones is so high at what, 42, almost 43,000 points is because we're in heavy inflation. That's why the Dow Jones is high. You know, if you look at a chart of the Dow Jones from the year 2000 until now, you'll see that twice it went up and crashed by 50%. And in my opinion, 50% drop is a crash. Type 1 if you agree with that. Type 2 if you don't. Let's piss off the algorithm right now together. But twice it fell 50% in 2001, then it ran back up, and in 2008 did the same thing. Now you come here and you see that Dow is way up here, and most people think it's because companies are doing amazing. They're not. Actually, companies are closing their doors left and right, and the media over the last 4 years doesn't want to share that with you because it would show an alarming trend based off of who is running the country, and not just one person, one man, but an entire collective, a mental, a type of thinking, a type of person that is running this country that is screwed up in the head. All right. Type 3 if you agree with that. There's a mentality running our country right now that's pretty screwed up in the head. Well, the only reason the Dow Jones is so high, again, is because of inflation. So people were pulling out money and the Federal Reserve knows how to do this. They're really tricky with this. They did this in the 1920s, causing the roaring 20s after an illness had hit the nation in 2018. 1918. So everybody was pulling their money out of the markets, or I'm sorry, out of their savings account and shoving it into stock markets because they're afraid that they're losing their purchasing power, right? CNBC just ran a deal, and it's for their premium members. I'm not going to pay for CNBC's crap because I think, you know, if they can fire Jim Cramer, that'd be a step towards me maybe paying for their subscription. Type 4 if you think Jim Cramer is a clown, or just hashtag Jim Cramer is a clown down below, and you'd just be agreeing with me. But it says the economic outlook for 2025 is strong, but there's still a lot that could go wrong. Now, remember, CNBC makes its money if you're excited about the stock market. If you're excited about the stock market, you buy and sell equities, you buy and sell bonds, you buy and sell things, right? But when you're not excited, you don't buy things, just like what happened to housing in 2008 to 2011, just like what happened to stocks in 2007 to 2009, 2010. When you're not excited, they don't make money. Just like when you're not excited about housing, real estate agents go broke. Mortgage lenders go broke because you're not excited. And they want to keep you excited. That's why they have total clowns like Jim Cramer, a total shill, on their site. Well, let's talk about what's going on right now, because they're talking about the Santa Claus rally stalling as mega caps dump, bond yields jump to end the holiday week, right? It says another week, another serial disappointment. This is out of Zero Hedge for this part. In U.S. macro data has saw today wholesale inventories unexpectedly shrink in November. Says here, but rate cut expectations for 2025 are unchanged on the week, with the 50-50 dots of 1 or 2 cuts next year. I really wish more and more people would understand this. The Fed can't cut rates. Now they are cutting rates because they tried to put together a front that the economy is great. Under the last 4 years of administration, the economy is great. We all know that's not true. If that was true, then Big Lots would not be closing their doors. Dollar stores would not be closing their doors, for heaven's sake. I mean, Dollar Generals and things like that. The low discount retailers are going broke, closing their doors. Why? Because the poor and middle class are losing everything they've got right now. Unemployment is actually ticking up. We are seeing so much happening. I mean, think about all of the loans that have been forgiven. Why would you need to forgive loans if the economy is great, right? Well, it's because college students have racked up so much debt. Their jobs that they get after college don't pay their bills, at least not enough to pay off their student debt, right? And now they got to get forgiven because they're so squeezed right now. So the government is trying to keep everything at bay until the next president comes in, and you're going to see an absolute smackdown. I got to go quiet. I don't want anyone driving to get in an accident. An absolute smackdown of the truth. It says here, this morning we saw stocks puke in as year-end pension rebalancing hit the market. But once Europe was closed, dip buyers stepped in, right? And it dragged all the majors except for small caps into the green for the week. But the momentum couldn't hold, and the Dow and small caps drifted back into the red. Now, having rallied all the way up to pre-Powell plunge levels, mega caps were clubbed like a baby seal today before dip buyers stepped in. And the thing about the dip buyers, it's interesting because you've got to look at the volumes. The volumes are just not here right now. If it wasn't for the pension system, which is the greatest pyramid scheme in financial history, this is something I want to explain. You have to understand the government set up taxes, and they set up a way for you to save on taxes by giving them a portion of your paycheck every day to build up equities, to build up the nation on your dime, and you don't get to see the benefit of it. You know, the fact of the matter is the way that the pension system is ran, it just keeps shoving money in, right? However, during inflationary and recessionary times, you know what the first thing people do is? They pull back on their spending, and part of that spending is their pension. They actually stop putting so much money into their 401ks and things like that because they need more money to survive. I remember seeing this firsthand during the Great Recession, watching 401k inflows completely just slow down, come to almost a grinding halt where they just hit this bottom number and they just sort of trudged along. And it's not until people understand or think that the economy is doing better that they start pushing more money in. This is why you see the talking heads like Barbara, what's her name, from Shark Tank, talk about the real estate market, because she makes all of her money fleecing real estate agents for like $250,000 a piece to tell them that they're great and their economy is doing great and you should buy real estate. Like Dave Ramsey, who makes his money from, selling you a Roth IRA or a mutual fund or giving you a listing to an agent. There's nothing wrong with that. Just tell the people what you're doing. Yeah, I get part of the commission if you use my agents, right? Well, how many people are going to use his agents if they think the real estate market's not doing well? That's why he's sort of losing his mind and getting angry and just yelling more and more because I'm going broke, use my agents. That's what's really happening. It's like paid shills like Jim Cramer that come on a couple weeks before SBA, was it SBA? SBC, I'm blanking out right now. Before they completely collapse and saying, hey, you guys should buy this stock. It's because he was trying to build exit liquidity for insiders. If you're getting this, type 10 or give me an emoji of some kind. I mean, this is real reality. And like I said before at the very beginning of this video, to everybody that has the newsletter, please go and check tomorrow's video link. It's very important. It could save someone's life. I'm not joking. I cannot share it here. This thing will be taken down so fast your head will spin. It's free to sign up for the newsletter. There's a link down below. I don't sell any of your information. It's just to use for instances like this. Now, when you look at the price, now think about this. You look at, I'm just on CNBC's website, right? And you go and you look today, Dow Jones is down. And you look at the bond market. The bond market, the 10-year is up to 4.6%. What do you think that's doing to mortgages? They're skyrocketing right now. All debt is increasing. The cost of borrowing is increasing because bond traders and Forex traders are some of the smartest investors on earth because they have to look at things globally. Most people are speculators. They don't look outside of their hometown, let alone outside of the US. And bond and Forex traders have to think globally. And what are they telling you right now? There is no way in hello that I would sit there and give you money, give the government money at 4.5% when I know inflation's way hotter and you're lying to me. That's what's going on. That's why when Powell lowers the benchmark rate or the overnight lending rate, the bonds are going up. They're not going down in conjunction with this. See, bond investors right now know they can invest in stocks and definitely in crypto, specific cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, XRP, and things like that, and know that over the near long term, I'm meaning 365 days, they're going to absolutely crush it compared to bond returns. They're telling you right now that interest rates are going higher. Even though our next incoming president is confused about this, saying we want to lower rates, that's a promise he's not going to be able to keep for long. Sure, he could tell the Fed, hey, if you don't do it, do what I say, you're out, and I'm going to let the Treasury print money, or just go lower rates. But the reality is the second the Fed lowers rates, interest rates are going to go higher, the real rates. And you could say all day long, we'll lower the bond rates for the government bond rates. The government be losing money so much it's crazy. I'm telling you right now, you are going to see interest rates in the next couple of years explode. And if you don't think that's going to be good for crypto and you don't think that's going to turn out an amazing real estate crash, well, then I don't know what to tell you. But there are a lot of people that don't explain things like this. And people need to start waking up to how economics actually works. Now, Frank just said, he said, hey, go buy gold, silver, and platinum. But I want to warn you because I own these things, all three of those. But I have to warn you, they are so tied to so many derivatives around the world in conjunction with the Federal Reserve and the Bank of London. Please understand, or Bank of England, please understand this, that gold, like today, is down 17 bucks. Silver is down under $30, right? Am I worried about that? No. Do I believe that silver and gold are going to explode higher the next handful of years? Yes. Do I think they're going to go up as much as crypto on a percentage basis? No. But I'm always going to own God's money. And I love the fact that the Constitution states money shall be in no other form than gold and silver coin. And that's for a reason, because our founding fathers knew exactly what bankers wanted to do to our people to enslave them. When the stock market turns down, so does gold and silver. Just like today, Dow's down 300, gold and silver, copper, platinum, and palladium are down. It's easy to mess with this stuff. It's harder to mess with the fact of what is a real Bitcoin and what's a derivative, right? We all know that. If you've been into crypto, if you know that or can tell what's a real crypto and what's a derivative, type yes. Type no if you don't. But I'll tell you what, it doesn't take a lot of instruction or lessons or time to understand the difference between a real Bitcoin and a derivative, right? It's the only asset on Earth that we can actually tell. And the government is rapidly trying to get that under control too and not allow you to see level 2 trading on these exchanges. I think that's coming next. They've closed off just about every single on-ramp and off-ramp to crypto between the USD or any currency around the world. And if you're watching outside of America, do me a favor and let me know down below where you're watching from. I love seeing the countries because I want to start doing different types of news too for it. But the on-ramps and off-ramps for cryptocurrency to fiat currency, they're being shut down rapidly right now. Hey, look, someone's from Ireland. I love Ireland. Israel, Norway, Canada, Australia. Look at how big Ninja Nation is getting. Like, I'm not joking. This is not about me. This is not about the economy. This is about a way of thinking and getting ready for the first time in history, to be ready for the next crash. Like, I'll tell you what, I saw it coming in 2006, sold off all my real estate, which wasn't a lot, it's 14 properties. I wish I knew people that were more successful than me back then. I tried to hang out in those circles and I just couldn't figure it out, right? I couldn't find people like that. I was like on the verge that night with dinner with our next coming president. And I gave that up. Sorry, I digress. This is the first time, in 2006, people thought I was nuts. Well, the cool thing is, if you agree with me that we're already imploding, the economy's already imploding, it's going to get much worse. But you're going to be ready on the sidelines to pick up the pieces because you've been saving for this and you've been preparing for this. Do me a favor and just say, I'm nuts, because I'll tell you what, I'm nuts. And I'd rather be hanging out with a bunch of awesome nutballs like you guys. Just say it. Go ahead and hashtag nutballs. I'd rather be hanging out with you than any self-important, keep it clean, person out there with a degree with a bunch of letters behind them. And hey, there's a lot of amazing, smart people that have degrees too. Don't get me wrong. But I'm telling you right now, this is one of the greatest opportunities ever. Now, for all of you that aren't on the newsletter, there's a free link. And tomorrow there's a very important video clip. I could never even say what it's about on this channel. It's a minute and a half, and it is going to expose something from someone so high up that is putting their life on the line, no joke, with this information, that you could take that video and show your family and friends and say, stop doing this. It's going to hurt you badly. It's already hurting you. You need to stop this now. And quite frankly, I applaud amazing men and women like this that are giving up the possibility of breathing tomorrow, because there are certain people around this world that are so evil that would want them hurt because of the information. We're watching whistleblowers go left and right. So I want to get this information out as much as possible. So there's a link tomorrow at the top of the newsletter that's going out. That's why this newsletter exists. It costs nothing to sign up. I will never sell your information. It just shows you everything I'm putting out all around the world that I cannot share here. I hope you got something out of this. The Economic Ninja is out.